YouTube? GK's back with another anime to movies to show live action video. This time we're going to be covering two, as there's not much information about them. I just kind of want to bring awareness out there, talk about it, and see how we feel about this. And as always, if you do like the video, please leave a like, as that lets me know what kind of content I should make. As you can see by the channel, I make a lot of different things, and I would love to get some more advice or opinions from what kind of content you specifically want to see. And shout out to everybody subscribing. We've almost hit 100, and that's kind of pretty cool. Thank you. Happy holidays. I hope you enjoy the video.
Yo, it's the Grown Kid Talk Show. Yo, it's the Grown Kid Talk Show. Yo, Grown Kid Talk Show. Yo, it's the Grown Kid Talk Show.
So the first one up is the YuYu Hakusho live action show in development at Netflix. It does seem that Netflix is picking up all of these shows. I mean, they have the original ones on their platform anyway, so it kind of makes sense, especially since us fans do all kind of want this. But can YuYu Hakusho work? Netflix announces a live action series adaptation of Shonen Jump's YuYu Hakusho with Japanese production studio Robot Communications at the helm by Daniel Alvarez 5 days ago. This is actually great news when they're hands-on with their product. Though we do know how that went for Avatar. That's not technically an anime though, it's a cartoon. There was serious drama with the creators talking about how the show should be made and what kind of content should be in. I still think this is a huge win for YuYu Hakusho. Classic Shonen Jump manga YuYu Hakusho is getting the live action treatment. The streaming giant is home to a large catalog of anime from Naruto to One Punch Man. Netflix has also begun adapting manga/anime for live action. The first product was 2017's Death Note film directed by Adam Wingard, which Death Note didn't go over too well. The company is currently working on adapting Cowboy Bebop as well as One Piece. If you haven't seen my Cowboy Bebop video, that was more in depth, cast choices, crew, go check that out if you want my thoughts on that, as well as One Piece, which we will also cover in this video. The live action YuYu Hakusho series will stream on Netflix worldwide. Sadly, there is no estimated release window yet. This actually isn't the first live action production based on the manga. Last year, YuYu Hakusho stage play debuted in Japan. It will be interesting to see how successful the live action show is at adapting the source material. Netflix Death Note received largely negative reviews, but hopefully YuYu Hakusho turns out for the better. The involvement of Robot Communications is definitely a promising development, which ideally will make the show feel authentic to its roots. I agree, and YuYu Hakusho, just in line with Cowboy Bebop, is a shorter show, so I do think it can work and they can cover most, if not all, of the material in YuYu Hakusho. It is only 4 seasons, which I actually happen to own as well, and that's kind of it. Don't really have much, but I want to talk about this before we move on to One Piece. I don't know if YuYu Hakusho can work. Now, that's not me hating on the show at all. I think they can make it and do it. I just don't see it working in the traditional sense. Like I see a Cowboy Bebop working, and even Death Note I thought could work really well, but we see how that was pulled off. Clearly the Dragon Ball stuff hasn't worked too well, so that seemed very difficult. Clearly spirits and energy and the move sets and the powers and the stuff that are in anime and manga are kind of hard to do. They definitely go a lot more overboard than in like comics, let's say, where comics still are kind of based in a traditional real life realism. Anime and manga is definitely more CGI, if you catch my drift on what is in an actual anime or manga. Besides that though, I think YuYu Hakusho might feel very, very, very dated in the modern era. And I feel weird saying this, and I'm gonna hold off judgment fully until we get way more news. We're talking about spirit realms and demons. I just think it's going to be very hard to pull off. I want to hear what you have to say. Can YuYu Hakusho work right now? Plus, the themes of the show are going to feel dated. Other shows have done this theme time and time again since. I'm not saying it was one of the originators of the theme of friendship, but YuYu Hakusho is, to me, and in my opinion, top 10 anime of all time. I do love YuYu Hakusho, but maybe if we see the cast and the crew choices, then maybe we can get a little bit more on board. So I will hold judgment. I am leaning though that this may not be necessary and it may not work as well as I want it to. That's my only fear. So let's get to One Piece.
Yo, it's the Grown Kid Talk Show.
Netflix's One Piece shares update on production as filming locale reopens. I'm not going to go into this article too much, just know that production has kind of resumed. CNET, Netflix is making a One Piece live action series. Monkey D. Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates are coming to Netflix in live action form by Carolyn Richard on January 29th. So this is very dated. Updates are sporadic, but I thought we should introduce it here. The first season will have 10 episodes in comparison with the anime series season of 53 episodes running for 25 minutes each. No word yet on who will be cast as the main character Monkey D. Luffy or Straw Hat Pirates, which include Renara Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Sanji, Chopper, Nico, Frankie, and Brook. The series follows the adventures of Luffy, who ate the Gomo Gomo devil fruit that turned his body into rubber in this bid to become King of the Pirates. King of Pirates is awesome, but I think it's going to be freaking hard to show Luffy's abilities and powers with rubber. I know it's been done in movies like Fantastic Four with Elastic Girl, even in the modern day PS4 game Avengers. Elastic stuff has been done, so it could work. I just think it's very hard for live action. The first episode of One Piece is a long-running anime show created from a manga series written by Oda, aired in 1999, so right at the turn of the century. Oda is an executive producer for the Netflix series. Oda being on the project is really, really good. The interesting part, though, it's on Hulu and not Netflix, and Netflix is like the big daddy and said, give me that property. And that goes for Robot Communications that are working on the YuYu Hakusho show. Those are big wins and things we like to see as fans. So I got this from What's on Netflix. Netflix live action One Piece series, Everything You Need to Know, June 18th, 2020. So again, a little bit older, by Jacob Robinson. There's not much information, but I thought there's some interesting facts that might help people who don't know what these are, and myself, I learned something, so hopefully you do too. One Piece is also recognized as the highest selling manga of all time, outselling the likes of Dragon Ball, Gogol 13, and Naruto with over 462 million copies sold. This also makes One Piece one of the highest grossing fictional franchises of all time, generated over 21 billion in revenue across its multiple mangas, films, video games, and various other pieces of merchandise. The original anime series is also joining Netflix, but I thought it was very interesting that it is the highest selling manga of all time. Gogol 13 is a highly underrated anime, and if you've never seen it, it's from a different era of anime. It is very old, but what it does is so fantastic. I really suggest you go watch it if you haven't seen it. Could we see more than one season? Because now all that's slated is the one. There is an immense amount of source material that can be covered in a live action adaptation. In the anime, the episode count currently stands at 909, and mind you, this was in June, so it's probably higher. There's no chance that the live action adaptation will have that many episodes. If further seasons are expected in the future, we can expect to see plenty of filler glossed over and the story of the arcs cut up. This could be like an abridged version with Oda doing it, and that's dope because he's at least making the abridged version. While the idea of cutting up any of the One Piece stories may be blasphemous, how in the world can a live action series cover 95 volumes of manga in only a few seasons? Each season may cover the respective saga, which has select number of story arcs. And this is the important part. The first season of the live action adaptation will cover the recruitment of Zoro, Nami, Usopp, and Sanji, and end with Luffy's fight against Arlong. Spoiler alert, if you don't know what it is, I'm not too big on One Piece. I understand its place in anime. I just never got into it. I was just into other things, and that's okay. I am still a One Piece fan because I am a fan of anime and manga. Just wanted to catch everybody up. What do we think about the One Piece show? I think One Piece is going to be even harder than YuYu Hakusho because we're at sea, and that bleeds into what I was saying about Cowboy Bebop being space. Very big open areas. That stuff's kind of hard to do. We're on ships, we have crews, and we have powers. And in One Piece case, they're a little bit more fantastical in their realness, like the rubber hands and Zoro's fighting with a sword in his mouth. I'm not saying that's unbelievable, I'm just saying that's more fantastical than something like Yu Yu Hakusho, where I think a spirit realm can be done. It's just how that's going to look, where I really don't know how One Piece is going to get their kind of vibe done, because it's not a gritty Pirates of the Caribbean, it's not a gritty Pirates like Assassin's Creed, it's a different kind of pirate feel. But I want to know what you think. Out of these two shows, One Piece and Yu Yu Hakusho, which one do you think will be slightly more successful? Do you have any trepidations about either one of the series? I myself find that these are going to be very hard to pull off, but I think there are huge upsides in having the original people like Oda work on the projects. I think that's really good. I'm just very nervous and very scared, but I do want to reserve judgment until we can at least see the cast and crew, so then we can get a better picture and see kind of the vision like we did with the Cowboy Bebop, which I'll leave at the end of this video. But for now, I'm just really happy that these classic animes are coming to live action. Feels like a long time coming, just like with video games to movies. Hopefully we keep having certain missteps and we keep learning and we keep getting better. From what I hear, things like the Monster Hunter movie isn't actually that bad. It's actually pretty good, and from what I heard about the Wonder Woman movie, it seems that the superhero stuff might be dying down. I'm not really sure, but I know I talk a lot. I definitely rambled. I didn't rant because I just love to see anime, honestly. I'm the Grown Kid, and I'll catch you back in another video.